Welcome to Major League Pickleball on the Grandstand Court in Dripping Springs, Texas. It's day 4 and the final day of team matchups. It's a beautiful and sunny 72 degrees this afternoon. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm Randy Coleman, and joining me in the booth is a pickleball pro you definitely know in the game from her trademark Let's Go, the fiery and lovely Jill Braverman. Jill, thanks. It's awesome to have you in the booth today.
Thanks, Randy. A pleasure to be here.
Playing for pride and money today on the Grandstand Court with a 2-4 record is team ATX Pickleballers and their players Yana, Grechkina, Parenteau, Tyler Loong, and a fantastic option for a sub for Pat Smith, Rob Cassidy, playing tremendous highlighted matches last night, versus team Clean with a 2-4 record, also with players Corrine, Carr, Callie Smith, Adam Stone, and the big Dekel bar. Head ref today is Jim Ryan, and our second referee is Marcia Frezzo. It's game time, and we're underway 0-0-2.
Game 1, time in, 0-0-2. Side out.
At the feet. Low. Beautiful shot placed. Corrine couldn't handle it. Side out.
0-0-1.
Grechkina to serve. A good target, would you say, Jill? Low and at the feet.
Only if you want to win the point.
Would you have done a let's go on that
Second serve.
one? The very first point, right out of the gate. Would we have gotten one?
I think you know the answer to that, Randy.
0-0-2.
I love it. 0-0-2, second server. Big swings.
Point.
I think we can expect to see a lot of fire and a lot of quick points
1-0-2.
in this matchup.
Imagine Grechkina and Braverman on the same court together. Oh, dances on the net, falls back. An eye roll from Smith. No luck today.
2-0-2.
2-0-2. Good leave.
Right out.
How important is it to have a high-level tennis background,
0-2-1.
those quick reactions, letting those balls go while you're standing right at the kitchen lane?
Well, Randy,
Second
I
serve.
would answer that question differently, maybe even a month ago, and now seeing all the amazing talent like AJ Kohler coming in with a hockey
0-2-2.
background.
Oh my gosh.
I'm starting to think having a tennis background isn't as important anymore. But to your original question, yes, leaving balls is
Right out.
a skill that all future pros can and should develop.
From a young age, too.
2-0-1.
Side out, 2-0-1. Beautiful. Oh,
Point.
great quick hands from Corrine, but left it high. Easy put away. And a point. 3.
What's interesting today, Randy, is you can see the wind screens for the first time in
3-0-1.
4 days are moving. There's some wind.
Right? Look at that giant Texas flag out there, almost
Second
sideways.
serve. 3-0-2.
Second serve, 3-0-2. Big swings, low to high, goes long.
0-3-1.
0-3-1. Reaching, extending.
Second serve.
Good placement, power into Carr.
0-3-2.
0-3-2.
Point.
Unlucky. Still an unforced error. First point on the board. Smith and Carr. How do you like this format?
Oh, man.
1-3-2.
I love the 15-point format for a game. Anyone can win it. And, of course, we've seen so many singles tiebreakers, which is just so fun and refreshing for the game.
Oh, my gosh. Players, spectators, just a win-win all around.
All right, well, here we have our longest rally.
Oh, tremendous pull.
Very,
seen.
very nice
Oh,
by
my.
both Yana and Catherine. And I wonder if we'll start to see a few more points constructed like that. A little bit more patience, followed by picking the right moment.
3-1-1. Defense, not enough. One ball left too high from Carr.
And that was set up really nicely by Yana. Precision over power. You know, she's hit, as well as Catherine, a few out balls, I think, affected by the wind. So she took a little bit off of it on that one. Surprised Corrine, and then Catherine cleaned up.
Turning long again. She has one speed, it seems, Grechkina.
And with a little bit of wind, that's going to be tough today. You know, when you get your adrenaline pumping, you have to remind yourself, at least I have to remind myself, to swing at about 70% speed.
4-1. Oh, saw the movement, do you think?
I do think so, yeah. That's just the power of the Ernie. Isn't even in the Ernie, it's in the movement, Randy, right?
Distraction.
Right.
You see that out of the corner of your eye. Oh, beautiful. Out in front, splits the gap.
Just a thing of absolute beauty by Catherine Parenteau there. And would expect nothing less from the #1 women's draft pick for Major League Pickleball.
6-1-2.
Out in front, big, 6-1. Love it. Taking over.
A little help from the net. They'll take it.
Callie Smith looked determined on that one, and it's successful.
1-6-1.
Great side out, 1-6-1.
Point. 2-6-1.
2-6-1, they doubled. And 3, just like that.
Just a fantastic drive, and what I love about Callie's drive is how low she keeps it. And I know people go, oh, she hits it so hard, she's swinging so hard. I would guarantee you she's swinging about 60% and just really trying to keep that ball low.
Beautiful. And deep, just like that, right back in it, 4.
4-6-1.
Left it.
Second serve.
Do you think they thought it was long, or was there confusion on this side between Smith and Carr?
I just think middle solves the riddle.
Could be a book. I have one coming out called Strategically Single. Into the body.
Right out.
Good placement. Couldn't get set. Stopped the bleeding for a minute.
6-4-1.
And a great run from Carr and Smith. 6-4. 1.
Little early celebration there.
Could have actually be called
A hindrance like it was on Michelle Esquivel a couple days ago.
Right, right. Yeah.
I think the question here is, did that
It was-
celebration distract Callie at all?
And she's asking. She's asking. She's...
Not a distraction.
So the referee is saying it was not a distraction because Callie kept playing, and now Callie's saying, yes, I was distracted.
7-4-1.
And
Timeout receiving team.
Dekel taking over, calling timeout as he should. Players are going to regroup and get their thoughts back together. And while they're talking about it, why don't you give your a little bit of insight, Jill, on what's going on here?
I mean, that's a tough one. I think that
Judgment call.
if it did distract Callie, I do think maybe she should have stopped playing. Definitely is a hindrance to celebrate early. I think we'll listen in, go to commercial break.
Okay, yeah, sounds great. And while they're discussing things and sorting it out here on the grandstand court, we're going to take a break and a quick word from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
It's time for a different way to pay for healthcare. Crowd Health was made with you in mind. We saw insurance companies wasting your time and money with high premiums, crazy deductibles, and wasteful overhead. So we're cutting the cord on the old ways and treating your money like it's actually yours. We reimagined healthcare that's simplified, with amazing pricing and fast communication, all at your fingertips. We solve restrictive networks keeping you from care you need. So with us, you can see any doctor you want. Whether you're paying too much or don't have any coverage at all, in under 5 minutes, get your healthcare freedom back without breaking the bank. You deserve quality healthcare that is simplified and affordable and gives you peace of mind. Join Crowd Health today.
Time in, 7-4-1.
Back on grandstand court, 7-4-1. They sorted it out. No hindrance call. Play on. Second server goes in their favor anyway. Carr gives a come on.
7-4-2.
7-4-2. Beautiful. And they're trading come-ons here. First to 8. Wow. And playing well for sure. ATX Pickleballers have made it to 8. And while they are switching sides here, we're going to do a player highlight. So stay tuned and watch this.
I played college tennis for the University of Utah, but my senior year of college, I got a shoulder injury and I got knee injuries. Finding pickleball is kind of miraculous, you can say, and just fell in love with the sport. Being reintroduced to another competitive sport, I guess it's brought back a new life into my own life. I love being on the court. I love the competitive drive again and knowing I have to work hard for every single point. I really believe that if you dream it and you work hard enough that you can succeed and that you can realize those dreams. A team sport is so much different than an individual sport. To me, I think it's more fun. You get to not only rely on yourself, but also on your partners and cheer them up, make sure that they're playing their best and help them out. It's a fun dynamic. I'm looking forward to it.
Time in, 8-4-2.
And we're back 8-4-2. ATX Pickleballers in the lead.
Right out.
Haven't seen much of that. Unforced error on the forehand side. Side out. Have a small hill to climb here in the hill country. 4-8.
Amazing defense.
Amazing defense. Ball would have gone long from Grechkina. Nonetheless, let cord falls in. Second serve, 4-8.
4-8-2.
Question for you. Good patience from everyone. She had one ball. Was that a moment that you would attack, or should she have held that for one more opportunity now that you saw it going in the net?
It was a really good take. Yeah.
Just missed it.
Sometimes they go in the net.
Pushing Grechkina back. Handled it nicely.
Randy, do you think these teams want to win?
Oh my gosh.
The passion.
It's
You can feel the intensity right now.
Yeah, they both want it.
And like you said,
It's not
neither
just
one
a
of
point.
neither one of these teams have stellar records right now, and they're out here and they're fighting like they're fighting for first place. And I just love seeing the passion of these women on this court.
10-4-1.
I love it. They need to do something here.
10-4-1.
Oh, had the around the post.
Point.
Possibly could have gone around the post. We'll never know. Left it high. And 11.
11-4-1. Second serve.
It just feels, Randy, to me, I don't know if you feel the same, that Catherine and Yana are just
11-4-2.
playing their game and really controlling the pace and dictating the points there. I think they've surprised Corrine and Callie quite a bit.
Absolutely. It looks like they had a plan. They're sticking to it.
Yep.
Power, precision. A couple of unforced errors there.
I wonder if Callie and Corrine will start to slow it down a little bit.
I think I would like to see Smith get a little bit more involved with what she can actually do, and that is that big power. They've got one closer. 5-11-1.
Anything can happen
Here
in
she
these games.
comes.
15. Exactly what I'm talking about. I think if they can just slow it down, maybe make Yana play 2 or 3 more dinks.
Right. 1 or 2 more, you might see a timeout here from this side.
Yep.
Oh, beautiful adjustment from Carr.
So here we go.
Staying on Grechkina's forehand.
Yep. And I think this is the way they're going to win some more points. Just like that. Now, it didn't work out, but that's what Callie wanted.
Yeah, she wanted it. She had it.
6-11-2.
6-11-2. Comes the power. And nice leave. Long by 3 feet. Side out, 11-6.
11-6-1.
That is not going to have
Point.
a happy ending for Smith and Carr, and 12. Beautiful change of pace right there. Pushing him back, coming over.
What a point.
Oh, yeah. There's the yeah we need from Smith.
So well done by all players there.
Yes, ma'am.
That point had a little bit of everything. The lob,
yeah.
the let cord, a couple drives, resets.
Staying on her. And falls. Parenteau leaves it in. Well in. Side out.
6-12-1.
6 to a bunch. Oops.
Second serve.
And just to show you how evenly all these teams are matched up, as a lot of us know, the draft was done by Duper ratings. Team Clean has had, I think, four out of 5 of their matches have gone to singles at one point.
Yeah.
Singles tiebreaker.
They've had a lot of play. Play went on past 10 p.m. last night. Does not make it. Tries the inside out. Parenteau.
8-12-2.
8-12. Grechkina's looking like she wants to call a hindrance on that. I could see it in her eyes if that ball was going to land. in.
You are totally right, Randy.
Fiery Russian. I like what I see coming into pickleball from all these beautiful lobs to the backhand side. Catherine there to clean it up.
Fantastic athleticism and anticipation by Catherine there.
12-9-1.
12-9. Too much power.
That is the shake and bake, ladies and gentlemen.
The shake and bake got a nod from Smith saying, good
Very
play.
nice.
Good play.
13-9-1.
All right, game point here, 14-9-1.
She's there, as always. Now we're 14.
Thank you, 14.
That's all right.
But you wouldn't have known by the by how loud that "Let's Go" was.
Oh my!
I was pretty sure they just won the whole match.
I think have you copyrighted that yet, or can you? I'm not sure.
No, but
Game.
t-shirts are being made.
This matchup, 14, Loong.
Second serve.
Being creative, you can afford it. Big lead. Team clean.
14-9-2.
Trying to fight their way back.
Point.
Into the net. In the books. ATX Pickleballers take game one. What do you got to say about that real quick, Jill?
Oh man, just amazing play by all four women out there. Sometimes there's not much you can do. A team just comes out firing, playing their game so well. And that's exactly what Yana and Catherine did right there.
Well, game one in the books, and we'll be right back on Grandstand Court and more Major League action after a word from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere.
Imagine a world where being carbon neutral is as simple as swiping the right credit card. Introducing Carbon Zero, the only credit card that automatically calculates, offsets, and tracks your carbon footprint as you spend. With Carbon Zero, how you make purchases today is exactly how you protect tomorrow. Sign up for the Carbon Zero credit card and swipe your carbon footprint goodbye.
The Pro XR Pickleball Paddle answers the age-old question of how to get paddle speed and control with the same paddle and one grip, and this is it. Pro XR gives you more spin, greater control, and quicker reloads on every shot in the game, because you always have that constant feel for that leverage and control and paddle speed that we're all looking for. Pro XR is the most revolutionary technology in pickleball.
Hey, let me have one of those. Wrench Rider. That's pretty good.
Major League Pickleball action on Grandstand Court. The ladies first. It's the men's turn. And Jill, introduce these guys. Tell us what we're in for.
We are in for an absolute treat. We have the dynamic duo of Dekel and Adam Stone representing Team Clean. And then we have Tyler Loong in the, I'm not going to say alternate, I'm going to say ultra net, because this man is ultra, and he was on fire last night. If you missed him, his name is Rob Cassidy, and he's so sweet. He was supposed to do a clinic for me and with some other pros at 1:30. He said, "Jill, can I miss the clinic? I think I'm going to sub in." I said, "Rob, I think that's a good idea."
We want the viewers to experience this sub in. It's like no other. You're going to see down low, on his knees action. He's got bandages to prove it. I've seen the scars. They've scarred over and over, tournament after tournament. This is where you put your cameras on Captain America Cassidy, that is for sure. And I'm looking for some excitement here. And game and action is ready, and we are at 0-0-2. And Stone to serve.
Team Clean looking to win this to tie it up, as the women just won. The ATX Pickleballer women just won.
Not what you want to do out of the gate, and an unforced error. 1-0-2. 0-2.
Right out.
Cassidy is one of the most encouraging partners, knowing him now for 4 years or more. 0-1-1.
And I don't know if anyone's noticed or not, but we've got 2 lefties.
I know a lot about that. We have a club called Lefties Unite. It's not mine, but Rob has created that,
Yes.
and it's always fun getting a photo. But lefties together, I'd love to get your perspective after we let this point play out. Falls short. Righties play together all the time. Lefties, we are a disaster together. It's explain that phenomenon. That
great
ball
shot
landed.
there. Great shot there.
Carr gives him a yeah. Ball retrieval here. Cassidy looks intent. He is also such a veteran and experienced player. You will see Cassidy hold his hand up. He knows rules. He knows exactly how to play the game, and he will hold his hand up to let the referee know when he's ready for them to serve. 2-0-2.
Usually I just expect the ref to read my mind, so I'll remember that next time. Hold my hand up.
It's a thing. High. Too high. Stone had all the time in the world. Easy place down the line for a winner.
I just love Adam Stone's pickle IQ. A lot of people don't know this, but he played professional poker. Very good, Randy. He's always thinking.
Boom. And another miss hit on the backhand side. Yep.
Very uncharacteristic from Dekel bar there.
You are correct. Adam Stone is a thinker of this strategic game of pickleball. Didn't even move.
My hips hurt watching Rob get that low.
Right? Yeah. You think your hips hurt. I'm 57.
0-3-2.
0-3-2.
I thought you were in a day over 37, Randy.
He's ready. A little ill-advised. Started that firefight. I think he'll dial it in.
3-0-1.
No points gained. 3-0. Big bar serve. Oh, inside out. Did you see the little slice on that? It tailed off.
3-0-2.
De Villiers and Barr, beautiful on that backhand side, normally going around the post.
Right out.
Target, right foot, achieved.
Achieved.
0-3-2. 0-3-1.
0-3-1. On the line.
Second serve. 0-3-2.
I'm ready for some Cassidy action. I know that. 0-3-2.
Side out.
I need to just be quiet because I'm jinxing him every single time now. So. Side out, 3-0.
3-0-1. Second serve.
I know one server that's not going to have to adjust for a rule change in 22, and that is Big Bar.
Oh yeah, I think his serve is hard enough. He doesn't need to put any extra English on it.
Oh, and called out.
A little
Dekel
controversy.
says, nice. Marcia Frezzo was blinded, could not see that call.
Side out.
Everybody's a gentleman. We're going to see what the call is. He's looking, shaking his head. We have no booth review here.
Some fans saying it was in. And discussion still
You
ongoing about
not
the call.
going to win that argument with Cassidy. Wait a minute.
You know, speaking of serves, one other person that won't have to change their serve is Adam Stone. So what is exactly the rule change in 2022, Randy, for our friends at home who may not know about it?
Yeah, they, without verbatim saying what the exact rule is, there will be no more 2 points of contact, which Zane, another very smart player in the game, figured out that he could use to his benefit. So there will be 1 point of contact from your hand. The paddle cannot be a part of that. As Dekel bar jumps the corner. Left high, easy for Bar, and a put away. So currently right now they're using hand on paddle to spin. That is technically what you would call 2 points of contact. So
Beautiful.
around the post and just misses. He had it, didn't bend it enough. So there, he says. So now not only that, but opponent referee has to see the hand toss. So you cannot disguise and turn your body in 2022. You can't block view from your opponents or the referee seeing that serve. So again, I'm not a referee. I'm just giving a player perspective. Yep. But what you have seen in all of this quote-unquote chainsaw serve will be no more. And of course, still all the things that you have to make contact. Beautiful lob. Cassidy there. The 360. And that is not coming back. And it was in. Yes.
Randy, I love watching Dekel when the point gets fast because he gets so still and set. And I always tell future pros, when the point gets fast, you slow down. You get slow. Get really still with that lower body.
Yeah.
Just like that, right? He just set himself and only moves his paddle. Nothing else. His center of gravity doesn't come up. It doesn't go down. Stable.
Helps when you're as big as a mountain.
Yep. So when it gets fast, you get slow.
Power two-handed drive. Cassidy there, jump in the corner, into the body. Bar guessing perfectly. Would you call it timeout? Got to talk about it.
Absolutely.
7-0-1.
Not a point yet. Big serve, 7-0. Dribbles over.
Second serve.
I'll take it. Lady luck. Second serve.
7-0-2.
7-0-2.
Ping pong backhand. Winner. Clean. Side out. You don't want a donut. You got to get one. Inside out. Looks like he's going to pull down the line. Explain, Jill.
You know, both Dekel and Adam are just so good at both power and precision, not to sound redundant, but I mean, they can hit the ball so hard, and then the last second, they can do something soft, something creative, just like that. It's all about disguise, and these two gentlemen really disguise the ball well.
Off the net. Cassidy there. Good adjustment. Getting big. Leaves his partner hanging. Cleanup at the feet. Ouch.
7-0-1.
7-0-1. Oof. Oops. 8. Side switch.
1 minute.
And while these guys are going to talk about things and try to come up with a strategy to get on the board, that's going to be a perfect time to take a break from Major League Pickleball action on Grandstand Court. And a word from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere.
The Pro XR Pickleball Paddle answers the age-old question of how to get paddle speed and control with the same paddle and one grip, and this is it. Pro XR gives you more spin, greater control, and quicker reloads on every shot in the game, because you always have that constant feel for that leverage and control and paddle speed that we're all looking for. Pro XR is the most revolutionary technology in pickleball.
Back on Grandstand Court. Dekel bar to serve. 8-0 time in.
8-0-1.
And this is a little bit of the downwind side. Like I said, this is the first day we've had wind landing. I'll be curious if Dekel's big forehand rips are landing in just like it did there.
He could not get forward at the feet. Tremendous power. 9.
9-0-1.
If you were Riley Newman, what would just happen? You might get a finger shake out of that one.
A little wag, a little wag.
10-0-1.
10-0 and 1. Nice. Rob wants something. Cassidy trying to get himself charged up.
10-0-2.
10-0-2.
Right out.
Barely out, but it
And
was.
every player on the outer perimeter heard that out call.
10-1.
That is just someone trying to get themselves charged. 0 needs to be 1, and that's not how you do it.
Second serve.
I always say, let's just go back and play pickleball.
That's well said. And that's exactly what Tyler and Rob need to do right now is slow it down and play their game. I think they're just pressing a hair when they get up there,
Right out.
trying to be perfect.
Not a time to get tricky when you don't even have a
10-0-1.
point.
Right. Just go back to playing pickleball like you said.
10-0. And well short, great defense, big slap. Loong not coming back with that blade. Over the fence. Players like the ball, and we do have a retrieval. And a left-handed throw. I'm not sure if he is left-handed, but that was gorgeous. From a spectator, 10-0-2. Oh. Dekel Barr knows that playbook from his partner well enough. He should have been ready, but 0-10. Inside out.
Second serve.
Talk about that creative shot selection from Stone.
I love how Adam's always looking to take the ball in the air, and it's just a little off-speed flick at his shoulder, and then he's, boom, right there ready for the next shot.
Out! Point. One, 10-2.
And look what happened. No Krispy Kreme today. One. Speaking of,
He was going to go around.
yeah, he was.
and
That's
he
that's
bailed out at the last second, which is
tremendous
really,
follow.
really, really good self-control.
He's reading it. He knows Adam's doing it. What do you got to do, Jill, to adjust?
Man, Tyler Loong is what has some of the best anticipation in the
10-1-1.
game. I don't think he misses that shot 1 out of 10 times. That just
Not
happens.
on a normal
That just
day.
happened to be one of them.
How you doing? In, around the post. Stone cleaning up. Time out. And a great timeout. And this is a perfect time during a player adjustment timeout for us to do a player highlight. And let's take a look at Adam Stone.
My favorite shot is not missing. That's the only trick shot that I have, is consistency. This is a game of errors, not a game of winners, and I just hate it when I miss. Where I played pickleball for my first time with my dad, actually, I was addicted right off the bat. Pickleball is a cool community. It's more social than tennis, it's faster paced than tennis. Definitely gets me excited because I like that team atmosphere. I was a college tennis player and college tennis coach, and that team camaraderie, that strategy is very important and very exciting. It's just going to continue to grow. And I think it's going to get to the point where you're almost going to have an option every weekend to play. It's a very bright future in the next 5 years for pickleball.
Time in. 11-1-1.
Time in on grandstand court.
I'm Jill Braverman, joined by Randy Coleman, and it is 11-1-1. Make that 2.
Smiles from Barr.
11-1-2.
Big lead, 11-1-2, big serve. Holy mackerel, ground rule double deep into the outfield.
I think he needed to take a bigger swing there. What do you think,
Wow,
Randy?
Yeah.
1-11-1.
111. Helping it over, Cassidy with a little grunt. Down low, not coming back.
Second serve.
Barr,
That was Jordan Spieth-esque, talking to the ball, telling it what to do.
right? It does help. It's a proven science.
It is, okay.
Oh, wide open. Cassidy, maybe that's what he needs to get a charge. Beautiful down the line.
2-11-2.
He's practicing for singles there.
2-11.
Oh.
Over the net. He's going to be there. Wanted to take it into the face. Ducks to get out of the way. In from Loong. Beautiful.
And those are really the best shots that I see pros select, are the ones that are just high enough where the opponent lets them go and then they drop in.
Love it. jump. Down the middle, covers, cleans it up, does Stone. That ball high from Cassidy. Love it. High, looping. Clean up, body.
So nice.
Bag.
For everyone watching at home, did you see how many times Tyler and Rob moved up and back, and they did it together in 1 point, right? We're all taught rather incorrectly, get to the net and stay there. Absolutely not. They were on defense. They moved back. They moved up. They moved everywhere, and they did it together.
Good communication from Cassidy. Adam looking for that player disguise shot. Rob beat him to it. Barr says, Down the middle, backhand goes in favor of Dekel Barr. And a point.
12-3-1.
12-3, big, within a foot of the baseline. Clean up. Down the middle, backhand. Don't see that too often, but top pros will do that on the backhand.
That Dekel Barr forehand when it's on, I mean, that's a widowmaker.
Definitely.
13-3-1.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
13. He's feeling
And that
confident,
serve.
swinging bigger. You get loose, right? You feel your serve. There's moments, you feel your serve, and it's just coming.
14-3-1.
Keep swinging. That's what I tell my partners.
I played Dekel and Catherine a couple weeks ago at the PPA Championship, and returning his serve is an experience unto itself. I mean, it's really hit and pray. Return and pray, I should say.
I always say Stone is one of the best resetters in the game. Jumps the gap. Nobody home to help. Great defense.
We are professional pickleball players, not professional pickleball scorekeepers, Randy. Just to be very clear, as Adam asks if he's on a 2 or not.
Well, there's unforced error on the backhand side, and that closes the chapter on this matchup here. What'd you see from the teams?
And it evens the total team score. We're 1-1, right, Randy?
Oh man, well, it is a good time to see some mixed doubles and see how this is going to play out on the grandstand court. Major League Pickleball action here at Dreamland in Dripping Springs, Texas. Stay tuned for exciting mixed doubles coming up right after this.
With this elite.
Imagine a world where being carbon neutral is as simple as swiping the right credit card. Introducing Carbon Zero, the only credit card that automatically calculates, offsets, and tracks your carbon footprint as you spend. With Carbon Zero, how you make purchases today is exactly how you protect tomorrow. Sign up for the Carbon Zero credit card and swipe your carbon footprint goodbye.
Hi, Dekel Barr here. I'm very excited to co-host the Mesa Open APP. Come join us for an awesome tournament at an amazing venue. See you there.
Hey everyone, it's Vivian David. I'm just here to say how excited I am for the APP Mesa Open. that will be happening in January of 2022.
Major League Mixed Doubles Pickleball action on Grandstand Court. Team Clean, Dekel Bar, Callie Smith playing ATX Pickleballers, Tyler Loong and Catherine Parenteau, 0-0-2.
Okay, here we go.
And Randy, I think we have a tied match, 1-1.
Love it. That just means we might get singles. It's exciting for the fans. Players down the middle. Callie Smith.
Fantastic disguise on that shot.
One, zero, two.
1-0-2. Disguise, hold, inside out. Parenteau, beautifully placed.
0-1-1.
0-1-1. Falls in.
Second serve.
And that was not a bad dink by Catherine whatsoever. Just Dekel has this
0-1-2.
incredible reach. That makes the kitchen line almost obsolete.
Look at the sharp angle placement on the backhand side from Loong when he gets it, and that would have been in had the moment hit the post. Did Bar. No cereal for you.
1-1-2.
1-1-2. Look at this backhand slice. That sharp angle. It's so hard to make clean contact at that extreme angle. I'm curious to hear your perspective on that. Reaches out, punches.
Very tough to return those sharp dinks, like you said.
But even making contact with him from Loong, I mean, how hard is that just from it? Just even getting clean contact.
And you got a little bit of that lefty spin on it.
He's there.
Right out.
Just fell short.
1-2-1.
Side out. 1-2.
Point.
Watch how Dekel falls into the court after he serves. He's using the ground, and he has so much forward momentum.
Love it. Similar to tennis. Coming into the court. Dips, falls in. Was left by Parenteau. Bad choice.
3-2-1.
And that's what the serve enables, Randy, right there, the shake and bake. Is you get a little bit of a short return from your opponent, and then boom.
4-2-1.
Quickly, 4-2-1. Not coming back. Slap, left hand.
Left hand.
Forehand down the middle. 4-2-2.
4-2-2. Point.
Adjustment on speed. Again, came over, no power, caught the ball.
Just a beautiful take.
5-2-2.
Just placed it perfectly deep. 5. Here he comes.
Wow.
And forward. You cannot give height.
I wonder if some new teams are going to be birthed from Major League Pickleball. We're seeing just some amazing play from both Dekel and Callie. Maybe they'll play a little together next year.
And it's going over between the legs. And he gets it. Play that one back later, folks.
Oh, for those of you who didn't see that, that ball went
Swing and a miss from Smith.
Between legs.
Between the legs from Barr. No problem. They worked on that all morning. Oops. Village's lob, as we say. Kind of short and not very good.
Dekel says to Catherine, "Did I put that in a good place for you?
Yeah,
was that all right?"
Yeah. It's practice for defense. Set up. Callie Smith reaching forward. She created her own shake and bake. You ever do that? You like that?
I love that.
Great defense. One of the few people that does that. Ernie, volley, drop.
I call that the Dekel.
Love it. And short. Ouch. Side out. Man, trying to get something going.
Yes. 7-2-1.
7-2-1. Out in front.
Point.
Clean up. Playing the I formation. Switching sides. 8-2-1. And that is a perfect time for us. We're going to take a quick commercial break here on Grandstand Court. Don't go anywhere.
The Pro XR Pickleball Paddle answers the age-old question of how to get paddle speed and control with the same paddle and one grip, and this is it. Pro XR gives you more spin, greater control, and quicker reloads on every shot in the game, because you always have that constant feel for that leverage and control and paddle speed that we're all looking for. Pro XR is the most revolutionary technology in pickleball.
Time in, team clean, 8. The power continues. The power's in the net, second serve. Is black a nice, intimidating color to present to your opponents? I saw Team BOQK had that same.
I don't think they need colors or anything to be intimidating. They're intimidating enough with the way these two are playing. Wow, Callie and Dekel are just relentless right now.
Trying to
Tyler and Catherine are just trying to find something, anything.
9-2-2.
9-2-2. It is not impossible. You just need something to get going. But leaving that ball anywhere in the reach of Big Barr is not going to be good. You know he's going to charge forward. How do you adjust to that?
I'll let you know when I find out.
Okay. Big swings, determination. She wants it. Beautiful play from Parenteau. Side out.
2-10-1.
2. They need points by 2 now. Line, good. Using all parts of the court. Yep, she was there. I'd still tell my partner, keep swinging. You'll find it.
I think those are the absolute most frustrating when you're sitting on it and you know it's coming. You just miss it.
Good leave. Great court awareness there.
Yeah.
A needed 3.
I think Catherine is just waiting for that. I think Callie's gone to that cookie jar few times.
Down the line.
Wow.
Pushes off. Foot fault called. 4.
4-10-2.
She's there. That ain't coming back.
I think my radar gun, my non-existent radar gun clocked that one at what? 220 miles per hour? Yeah, somewhere around that.
How can we disprove that? And it sounds better. A clock and a radar gun. Miles per hour on the court is definitely something we're working on to get that implemented on the court for viewers at home and at the event. 10-4-2. Oh, he is feeling it. He is absolutely feeling it. Some days you got it, some days you don't. Right now,
he's just got it.
11-4-2.
11. Good leave from Barr for his partner. Loong cleans up.
Catherine is one of the best returners in the game, male or female. And he is just, Dekel just serving so well. He's making it so tough.
So quick to turn, Barr. And everyone, unforced error, nicely placed at the feet. Off speed. They need more of that. 5-11. Oh, just out of the reach. She moved left to protect the line. Out of the reach. Yeah, a couple of years ago, people were asking me what is the most important shot, and statistically everybody would always reply the third, but I always say it's the serve. You have ball in hand, go control the point.
Absolutely, Randy. And viewers at home might take some pride in finishing a match and saying, you know, I didn't miss a serve today.
Well, then you didn't do your job because you're not hitting it deep enough. Oh, beautiful inside out cross court from Loong. Winner, clean. 7-11, 4 points away. Ay, 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 ay. We need to put a new sponsor board on that one, or some putty to fill the hole.
11-7-1.
Side out, 11-7-1.
Point.
And that's what we talked about earlier. Catherine, one of the absolute best returners, struggling with the Dekel serve. Like you said, he's just feeling it today, Randy. Look at this.
It's too much. It's just, if you're not re-engaging and going forward, and we've got a timeout here on the court, and that is going to be a perfect time to take another break, and we're going to follow this up from the stone highlight to, how about let's go to Corrine Carr.
I played golf in college, so my background's a little bit different from others. Playing golf, it was very serious, so when I found pickleball, it was very lighthearted, and I was just doing it because it was fun. It was just amazing to get back out there and compete and feel that fire again. And I didn't realize how much I missed it until I got out there and played in a tournament. The competition in pickleball, it's friendly and inviting. Major League Pickleball will help grow the sport to turn it into teams. I mean, it just takes it to a different level. There will be a little bit more camaraderie, which always is fun for us. It's very exciting. I can only imagine where this is going to go in the future.
Time in.
Major League Pickleball grandstand court, continuing the pressure. The lefty with a backhand in the middle. Just wide. And another point.
14-7-1.
Just like that, not only are they doubled up, this matchup is match point. That's an easy one to go leave and let go long. 14-7-2.
14-7-2.
This will put team clean up 2-1.
And she's there, pulls off of it. Ball goes long, team clean. As you said, Jill is up 2-1. Can they counter? More mixed doubles action headed your way. Stay tuned after a word from our sponsors.
I never thought I would fall in love with the sport again. I want to get better and find others who will help my game grow. I want to compete, but I don't know where I stand.
With Duper, I'm getting an accurate rating by entering matches before I ever register for a tournament.
I can easily find other players, play fun competitive matches, and instantly know where I stand. I'm on my way to confidently becoming the best I can be. Pickleball has taken me to new heights with recreation, community, and health. I want to make every match count.
And I'm here to tell you why the pros prefer the Franklin X40 Pickleball. I really like the durability. It's pretty rare that I crack one of these. I really like the balance in the ball. I really love this ball because of the color. The visibility at any time during the day is always extremely easy to see. So I think it's not just for the players, it's also a great spectator ball.
Back to the action on Grandstand Court. Randy Coleman with Jill Braverman. Major League Pickleball action at Dreamland. 100 acres of beauty, pickleball, miniature golf. It is going to be amazing what this facility is going to grow into. And we're going to see if ATX Pickleballers can tie this up so we can see some singles action. Corrine Carr, Adam Stone looking to close it out. 0-0-2 against Cassidy and Grechkina.
And for those of you wondering what happened to Pat Smith, he has a pulled muscle in his quad.
Hip flexor, I think he said. I pull my hip flexor every time I see Rob Cassidy go down to the ground. Falls short. First unforced error. 1-0-2. Pulled long.
And again, Randy, we talked about both of these teams not having a great record this Major League Pickleball first season, but boy, are they out here battling for pride. They're battling for prize money, and they want it. They're in this.
Just wide. Yeah, absolutely. And as we mentioned in the last match, I love seeing all these different matchups, something that we don't get to experience in our normal pickleball pro tour world. Unique matchups as Corrine Carr lets that one go well long from Cassidy. So it is exciting to see, and you never know what can be sparked, right, from a weekend of fun in the hill country.
That'll have to be your second book, you write.
You know, let's just focus on one, okay? You're pressuring me right
Strategically single and matchups in hill country, followed by matchups in hill country.
Matchupsinhillcountry.com. That's might be taken.
Pre-order your copies at randyandjill.com.
201. Patience. How long is that going to last for Grechkina? I got $1 on Carr. Oh my gosh, I lost $1 down the line. Left high, pulls the trigger. Beautiful winner from Corrine Carr.
That was just beautiful self-setup.
3-0-1.
3-0-1 here.
Point.
Love the knee bend, down low. Helps with extension. Love it. Just missed it coming back up with the forehand.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if next season we see some players in knee pads.
4-0. Beautiful cross court. Words of encouragement from Pat Smith on the sideline. Love, love, love this active coaching, Davis-style action. Teammates supporting, giving coaching in between points.
The players love the team format. It's something that's been missing in pickleball, and so great that Steve Kuhn, the really genius behind Major League Pickleball, invented this, along with Brooks Wiley, Melly Price.
Steve is definitely a numbers guy, and he's all about beautifully held. Grechkina coming to protect the around the post experience, would you say, there from Carr, seeing that gap. She knows the court well.
Talk about a veteran of the game and someone who's continuously improving. I love watching her in every tournament have new shots, getting more aggressive with her game style.
Nice power from Cassidy. They need this. We need this. We don't need it, but I want it. I want a tie.
0-5-1.
0-5. Too wide, too high from Grechkina. Adam Stone easily cleans it up.
0-5-2.
Again. Rod getting involved.
Yeah, I do not think that's going to be a winning strategy for Grechkina or Cassidy. They're going to have to find a way to throw in a lob, little off speed to Adam's shoulder.
And just for that very reason why I said I love it, it just in between there. Loong coming on the court briefly in between the point. Give some instruction, see if it can help. It doesn't.
Do you think he heard us? Do you think he's listening to the broadcast?
I'm kind of loud.
6-0-1.
6-0-1. Ouch.
I mean, Yana's such an aggressive player. I would say put her in front of Corrine.
Yeah.
Point.
Yeah. And then what do you do when you're the other team? You counter that and you do the same switch, which I see Matt Wright and Lucy Kovalova, Ben, and others do so well. It's the counter attack, and that ball falls out. Defense from Adam Stone. Good power from Grechkina. That's fun to say, by the way.
It is.
It's fun to say fun things. That is, I just pulled a muscle watching that again. The splits over the corner. Ball goes long at 8. And a ginormous lead for Team Clean, cleaning up. A great time for us to take a break in the action here on Grandstand Court. Don't go anywhere.
See the curl? Well, okay.
Imagine a world where being carbon neutral is as simple as swiping the right credit card. Introducing Carbon Zero, the only credit card that automatically calculates, offsets, and tracks your carbon footprint as you spend. With Carbon Zero, how you make purchases today is exactly how you protect tomorrow. Sign up for the Carbon Zero credit card and swipe your carbon footprint goodbye.
Time in. Carr, Stone, 8.
8-0-2.
To 0.
Like you said, Randy, Tyler Loong came in, gave some advice. Let's see if it makes a difference for ATX Pickleballers.
Oh, unforced errors are not going to help.
9-0-2.
9-0-2.
Point.
She's there. You know she'll wants to find a way to correct that. She sees it coming, just not adjusting.
10-0-2.
Here's another thing that is unique to Adam Stone. Nothing that you would ever teach a player, or at least fundamentals of pickleball. Watch Adam Stone in between the point. Paddle, he hits,
Down.
paddles down, paddles down. He hits from low, paddles down, paddles down. But he
I'm
actually,
seeing that more and more, Tyler Loong.
yeah,
He's another paddle downer.
it's just not normally a recipe of fundamentals you want to teach, but man, Adam's one of my favorites in the game and has been. He plays from a low position.
Adam will have a new partner next week at the PPA Masters.
12-0-2.
Ta-da! I wonder who that could be.
Yours truly.
Have you already talked about the strategy of the Let's Go?
Oh yeah, we've got the strategery just totally down. It's really important on the Let's Go. That's key.
Yeah.
Point.
Skips off the line, end of the net. Nothing going right. What do? You need one. In moments like this, I always say, I would even tell my partner sometimes, pick me up, partner. Like, pick me up. You need one of them to be the catalyst to possibly spark something.
Yeah, I know. I think you're right. And I'm seeing Rob very uncharacteristically quiet.
Yeah, this is not.
It's hard. It's hard to blame them, right?
Yeah, I will tell you what happened last night. After speaking to Rob, and another point for Carr and Stone.
14-0.
Match point. Last night when Cassidy did a tumble, he actually tumbled on the microphone in the middle of his back, and he's not feeling well. But I would say that...
That's tough. Nobody wants a 15-0 loss.
No. Team Clean cleaned it up, and wow. And I lost audio. That was a beautiful execution of play. Team Clean wins that match wins the matchup. Major League Pickleball action here on the grandstand court.